Hello and thanks for checking out my video. I got a Hobbyzone Super Cub here and I'm going to show you how to change the prop and a couple things to look out for when doing so. First off, you'll probably notice the yellow tips on this prop here. This prop is actually off a P-51. I think they're a little bit cooler looking airplane and it just fits right on there, so same price, hey, how can you lose? So anyway, I happen to have a pair of needle nose pliers here. You can use any old Lyman's or some regular pliers or whatever, adjustable. Anyway, what you're going to do is grab the prop. I like to grab it as close as I can to the drive shaft hub here, if you will, and hold the prop, grab the nut, turn it counterclockwise. It shouldn't be very tight. This should be pretty easy because over tighten it'll shove the prop on that back nut, which I'll show you here in a minute. So loosen it up. You should be able to spin it off the rest of the way real quick, real easy. And then I like to grab it evenly from both sides so I don't put any undue pressure on one side or the other to then tweak the prop here or bend it or break it. And then just put my thumb over the drive shaft here and pull it on off. Careful you don't lose the washer, and there you go. So the prop's off. That was real easy. I found that sometimes when these are over tightened you have to kind of pull a little bit on one side or the other while holding the drive shaft and kind of work it off, if you will. The problem is that if you're not careful you can break these props or bend it and then it'll vibrate in flight, so on and so forth. So now at this point I like to just check for any broken parts or whatever. Make sure it spins, nuts on there. There's a little nylon crush washer back in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but at any rate you want to check all that out. Make sure this prop, make sure this nut is all the way in. You'll notice one side has a hole and then one end has a square drive hole in the other end. The square drive goes towards the back nut here. Line them up, and then I like to push it on just a little bit. Next goes on the flat washer, and then your nut goes back on. You spin it all the way down until it touches, as firm as you can by hand. Once again, try to hold the prop close as you can to the hub there, and tighten the nut down. Now, if you're not careful, you'll notice that it's still tightening and tightening and tightening. It's because it's actually shoving it back, the prop onto that nut back in there. And when that happens, then it's going to be harder to take off. So I don't tighten that terribly tight. I've heard of some people using some Loctite on these threads because the nut here will have a tendency to back off after a while. I've had a few times all of a sudden I still have throttle. It sounds like I have throttle, but I don't have any go. So my simple solution to that is take a second one of these nuts, exact same size, thread it on, and then tighten it down against the one you just put on there. That isn't going to come off. There you go. Problem solved. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in.